question I was kind of hesitating about for most. Um, you know what? Big events have often challenged my faith. And this is a big adult thing that I think most people won't really sympathize with, but it was something. Some of the most difficult moments in my faith has been being a pastor's spouse. My wife is a ordained minister in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ. She works out in Florence. And the process of being, I never really thought I'd be a pastor's husband. It's an interesting part-time unpaid job for sure. But I remember one of the most challenging things is right after we got married, we moved to Montgomery, Alabama. And I am from Detroit, a little different from Montgomery, Alabama. So it was very much a culture shock, and I was very concerned about what it meant for me, this very much northern kid from up north, to be in Montgomery, Alabama, in the heart of the South. And it was a tough time. It was pretty difficult trying to figure out what it meant to be like that and to live into being a pastor's spouse. And there's been other times where my faith has been challenged. Honestly, over the last couple of years, my faith has been challenged by the United States relationship to race. I've had to do a lot of reading, had to do a lot of work professionally and personally about what it means to not only be Christian, but to also embody that beloved community that Christ calls us to. And what is God calling us to say and to do and to help other people understand when it comes to issues of race. So those are just a couple of things that have challenged me lately. I could name tons more, but you don't want me here all day.
I fell away from the church a great deal in college and regret that. Oddly, my best friend in college was Methodist, but did go to church with me sometimes. Actually pushed me back toward it in some ways. In the end, she got married and converted to Catholicism. I eventually married my husband, Joe, whose dad was Catholic and his mom was Presbyterian. Joe and I attended church periodically and pretty much identified as Catholics for a long time. We got married in the Catholic Church and baptized Samantha and Joshua in the Catholic faith and converted to Methodism before Amelia got baptized in the Methodist Church. Why did we switch? We finally decided that there were many things we did not agree with that were part of the faith, and we were just ignoring them. The Catholic Church was not removing priests who were doing illegal and immoral things. People we knew were not able to get remarried without having their marriage annulled, and we just felt like it didn't fit who we were, some of the teachings. We went to different churches after a period of time, and we wanted to see how we felt in them, how friendly the people were, and about how they approached things that we may have disagreed with about the Catholic Church. We did not know what we wanted in a church or what we were looking for, really. We had neighbors in Union, Kentucky who invited us to their Methodist church in Florence, and we identified with them and felt that the church was friendly and had lots of activities for us and the children. We liked that some of the traditions remained, but the idea of the open table at communion and other things like pastors being able to get married felt more right to us. We took a class for new members and decided to be members. When we came to Fort Thomas, we started attending Highland UMC. About a year and a half after moving here, I accepted the job as children's ministry director when Jennifer Hall was moving on to her new position in the church. She helped me grow into my role and was my mentor. Being part of staff helped me grow as I saw people with a love for God and different skills.
Let me say everyone has doubts, if they're honest. I think we didn't learn until after she died that Mother Teresa, whom everyone upholds as this great model of Christianity, and she certainly was, she wrote in a diary that she had questions and doubts. To doubt is human. We all have doubts. When there's a difficult time, we question. And so probably the biggest time that I questioned, quite frankly, was I was married prior to being married to Lisa. We've been married now 22 years, but I was married briefly for a few years when I was younger, and she left. She didn't like being a pastor's wife, and a lot of things were shattered for me. I thought all the pieces fell into place when we met and we got married. So how could God do this? So that was a very difficult event. But I got through it by staying true to what I believed. And sometimes that felt like going through the motions. There was a specific devotional book at the time that was really helpful. Again, friends in the faith who encouraged me and said, we're praying for you. And I felt those prayers